Good morning, 2015 Pittsburgh Penguins Elite Hockey fans. Thanks for joining us early this morning here for a 7 a.m. game number 3 between the Toronto Marlies and your 2015 Pittsburgh Penguins Elite Nana Vices team. We got the coffee pot brewing here as you've gotten up here, wherever you're watching, whether it's Pittsburgh or somewhere beyond the reaches of Western Pennsylvania. The 2015 Pens Elite team will be in black today. The Marlies in white with blue pants as the Pens enter game number 3 with a record of 1-0-1 after a victory over the Saints Hockey Club yesterday by the score of 5-1 and a 3-3 tie against the Don Mills Flyers, currently ranked number 1 in Canada, are those Don Mills Flyers. So, got 1 minute on the countdown clock. Action will start here from the Chesswood Arena, rink number 4. Pens have been on this rink for all 3 of their games and have played relatively well. If they can continue that play, as the boys are getting the pucks to the net right now. Final preparations underway. Coaches on the bench, ready to roll here. Game number 3. As Easton Bourne gives a stick tap here as it looks like he's got some jump in his step. We'll see 17 seconds and game number 3 will be underway. Functioning horn here as the gentleman working the scoreboard. I think you got to stop the clock here before you try and reset it. So I think that's what the horn malfunction is, but the scoreboard's waiting to reset. All zeros on the scoreboard right now. Looking for some help. As a You're going to stop the timer before you. That's right. Yeah, so the horn's going to keep going off until you hit stop on the time. Yep. No, but I just. All right, sorry, I had to jump in and give some scoreboard assistance here. As the game's getting set underway. 12 minutes on the clock. We are set and ready to roll. Game number 3 between your 2015 Pittsburgh Penguins Elite and the Toronto Marlies here. Wilson steps in for the opening draw. He's flanked by Green and Mason Fritchie. Backside, Brady Fritchie and Noah Welch, number 14. Stepping to this puck is Fritchie's 2-on-1 develops here early in the game. Welch comes over, gets a stick on that shot. It's in the crease now. Picked up by Brady Fritchie. He's going to lead the rush. 4-on-2. Pens coming out strong here right now. Offensive zone opportunity here. Brady Fritchie comes down the wing. Brady Fritchie takes the feed from Connor Wilson over the right shoulder at 29. Brady Fritchie makes it a 1-0 game. 20 seconds in, 1-0 to score in favor of the boys in black and gold. They're going to stick with the same personnel grouping. The man starting in net is our own number 29, Max Dragosic. 1-0. Off the stick of number 9, Brady Fritchie. Now the Toronto Marlies getting back in on the attack. They're going to dump it deep as Brady Fritchie is going to reverse it now for Welch behind the net, but following on is number 79. Going to be thrown out in front. Mason Fritchie tied up a stick, so it comes all the way through. Now comes the stick of Welch. Welch is now battling on the wall. Wilson's on to help. Six is going to walk off the wall. Right pad save, and it's put in the back of the net. 1-1 here, so 2 goals here within the first 50 seconds of the game. Back underway here as it's a 1-1 score. 2 goals within the first minute of the game as number 98 is going to bounce it out wide. Stick save here by Dragosic. 34 now throws it up in front. In the skates of Stark and Loya, found by 98 to Julio. Julio goes point. 23. 23 snaps it in, deflected off of Loya's shoulder. It's going to be waved off here with a high stick. As this popped up high, looked like 23 put it down. His stick was over the bar. A cross-style goal, waved off. Officials were quickly waving that one off. High activity so far in the first minute and a half of this game. 10:33 on the clock, 1-1 the score. Marley's looking for more. Nenovice is going to curl behind his net. He's being harassed. Goes to Brady Fritchie. As 34 pressures him. Bang has it on the wall. 11. Cole Davis tries to move along further. It's brought right back into the Pens D zone where Brady Fritchie goes behind the net. Nenovice on the prowl now. Leaves it for Ferguson. He's tied up. He's hooked to the ground by 9 Zhang. Brady Fritchie, our own number 9, the goal scorer. Brady Fritchie moves it up ahead. Picked up now by 43 for the Marlies. They're going to dump it in deep. Looks like that's been the strategy right now is dump pucks in deep from the Marlies and then go to work. 74, he has it here now at the circle. Goes point to 4. Knocked off of his stick by Davis. Back into neutral. We have a neutral zone face-off as the Pens are in ahead of the play. 9:28 to go in the first period. Thanks for joining us this morning on Pens Elite TV. 2 goals within the first minute. Brady Fritchie cashed in 20 seconds into the game. As it comes now to the stick of Noah Welch. He goes back to Ambrose Papawana. Papawana reverses it up to Wilson. Wilson's going to chip it in the offensive zone and go to work. Mason Fritchie harasses. It comes high to Welch. He sticks it down and keeps it in the zone. Goes right back to Bingham Green. Bingham Green finds backdoor. Mason Fritchie just does not connect with him at the last second. Hustling over now is Ambrose Papawana. He now protects it on his backhand. Goes to his forehand. Pens ahead of the play, though, is looking to hop the zone. So I think right skate of Connor Wilson may have gone in ahead of the play. 8:58 to go in the first period. Wilson stepping in for this draw. He's flanked by Mason Fritchie and Bingham Green. It's one back to Ambrose Papawana. Papawana, he curls back to the boards. Goes up to Connor Wilson now. Wilson to the point man. Ambrose Papawana snapped in on net. Ambrose got his first goal as a member of the Pens Elite yesterday. 5-1 lead against the Rochester Saints. And it now hops over the stick of Grant Loya. Icing's waved off. 8:28 now to go in the first period. Retrieved by 77 Nenovice. Goes up, headman pass to Bingham Green. Green has his pocket picked and finds that puck. He finds now number 8, Connor Wilson, retreating back into his own zone. It's in the feet of Loya. Loya high off the glass, back to center. Bingham Green looks to work it along further. Unable to do so here as the Marlies dump it in behind the starting netminder, number 29, Max Dragosic. Sends it up ahead to Mason Fritchie. Fritchie goes to Wilson here. Wilson's going to stay on with Fritchie. He bounces wide. He's got a step. Connor Wilson snaps in. Over the bar. Wide of the net. Following this puck on now is number 45, Brooks Gaworski. He takes his man out. Nico Stark's coming over to try and force this wide. Welch is going to have to hustle to get to this puck. He's got a forechecker here. Welch is going to go to Fritchie. Fritchie tries to delay, puts it up off the wall to Blake Paris. Paris fans on that, but picked up now by Brooksy Gaworski. Walsh is going to try and hustle over here wide. He's going to dump it deep. Puck's now brought back the neutral zone by the Marlies. Number 8 dumps it deep. Did not hit center red. It's going to be waved off here. Brady Fritchie has it behind his net. Off the wall. Takes a strange bounce. Bounces all the way out to the neutral zone, but Blake Paris dumps it in deep now. The Pens are making a wholesale change, changing all 5 of their troops. In on the forecheck, 93, Riker Ferguson. As it's Easton Borman now that walks out of the fray with the puck. Pens have a opportunity here. Knocked off the blade of Borman. Back to center to Ambrose Papuano. Nice skating from Ambrose. Goes wide to Colt Davis. Loses it in the skates. Papuano finds his puck. He's got an avenue down the slot. Looking to move it. Chipped in. Deflects to the stick of Riker Ferguson. Could not get a good wood on it. Easton Borman tries a rat move. Comes out high to Grant Loy. Loy's going to snap in a shot. Deflects off the blocker of the netminder. Here to the half wall to Ambrose Papuano. He tries a curl move. Can't get through here. On the bench now is Connor Wilson. I'm sorry, off the bench is Connor Wilson. Wilson steps around a man. Wilson down the slot. Glove down by the netminder, still loose as Grant Loya protects it. He winds it back down deep. Picked up now by Bingham Green. And back to the neutral zone where the Marlies going to be able to change all 5 of their troops. Pocket pick of the Pens defender, snapped in by number 9. Dragosic finds this puck, eats it up. E-zone draw coming up with 5:54 remaining in the first period. Snapped in off the back of the helmet of 9. Picked up by Pens number 9, Brady Fritchie. Up to Bingham Green. Green to Mason Fritchie. Got a step here on the defender. Is going to try and work around him. Snapped in on that. Too high, though, for Connor Wilson to try to redirect that pass home. Tipped back now to center to CJ Nenavisa. Nenavisa goes off the boards in front of the Marlies bench. Where number 9 retrieves the puck. He's going to try Nenavisa. Moves it to a teammate, number 6. Hit a center drive going on as 79 was driving the net. But that's shut down by Brady Fritchie. Now here behind the net, 79 tries a centering attempt. It's off the back of the cage where it's picked up by Connor Wilson. Wilson hits the deck. Should be an offsides call. A little bit delayed on the call, but whistle's blown. Neutral zone faceoff. Under 5 to go in the first period. 34 will step in against number 7, Nico Stark. Stark wins it back. Walsh is going to chip this forward up to the stick of Nico Stark. Jaworski digs for it now. Comes back to 43 for the Marlies. They're going to reset. They look to get on the attack. It's chipped around Papuano. 34 gets control of this puck. Comes out in front. Welch is going to send it to the stick of Jaworski. Couple bodies hit the ice here at 98. Walks off the wall to Jolio. He snaps in high over the glass. As it's sent back to center. Chipped ahead. Nico Stark on the attack. Nice spin move by the defender. Gives it right to Blake Paris. Can't hold on to that puck, though, as 22 dumps it back in the deep again. Ambrose Papuano, he goes back for it. He's going to chip it out of the zone. Back into the offensive zone here. Brooks Gaworski in on the forecheck right now against number 8, Marlies defender, who winds behind their net. They reverse it back to 43. Headman pass for 17 is going to try Loyal wide. He's got a man going to the net. Stick tied up, though, by Nenavisa. As Ferguson chips it behind 34. The man head of the play. It's Blake Paris. It's wide. Ferguson's going to carry the puck. Now it comes back to Colt Davis. Knocked off of his stick blade in the offensive zone. 3:34 to go in the first period. Davis now controls on the half wall. He tries to move it along further. Retreating are the Marlies behind their net. Off the end wall pass, D to D. They're going to come up to their right winger, 74. A couple players are bumped into, and it is the 23, the defender for the Marley, that's going to lead the rush. He dumps it in deep, where Grant Loya, 43, picks it up. for the boys in black and gold. Headman pass to Easton Borman. Chipped off the wall here. Held in now by 9 Jag. Where 17 is going to try once again to dump it in behind Dragosic. Pretty clear that that's the game plan here. Good reverse from Nenevise to Loya. Loya has a stick put on that pass. But it's now going to go wide. We're 74. It's being harassed by Davis and Loya. Coming down from his center position is Riker Ferguson. Good play to seal his man off. Now he's got a battle here. It's in his skates. Knocks it off the wall. Coming down, Easton Borman. That's his pocket pick by number 9, Zhang. Spins off of Borman. Centering pass. Good stick by Loya to not let that pass get through to 74. Thrown through the slot dangerously there. Borman's going to try and hustle over to get to this puck. Penn's reeling a little bit on the shift. Loya's going to send it down to take the icing call here. We get a change. It will be to the right of netminder number 29, Max Dragosic. Stepping in for the draw, Connor Wilson. One back, clean. Number 4 hits off the back of Wilson. And it comes right to the stick of number 8. He plays catch now with Mason Fritchie. Goes back to Wilson. Wilson protects it on his backhand. He's looking for a pathway. He's held up on the wall. On to help out is number 4, Mason Fritchie. Comes out to the faceoff dot. Aaron pass says 98. He's going to try Welch here. Going to try and work it around Noah. Offsides is the call as 98 tried to dip around the left shoulder of Welch. Bit of the play, neutral zone faceoff. Same personnel grouping. Wilson steps in for the draw. One back to Welch now. Welch is going to go wide to Brady Fritchie. Fritchie up to Mason Fritchie. As Bingham Green tries to move along further, Connor Wilson picks it up, trying to part the Red Sea. Comes in, tries to snap a shot, knocked off of his stick blade. Has it deep now on the end wall. Dug out by the Marlies. Brooks Gaworski is going to get called here. He bumps into 79. Pens are going to go to the first PK of the day. Gaworski's going to go in for a check. Body contacts. Wasn't much there. Marlies are going to get the call here. Penalties, again, different rules in Canada. 2-minute penalties. So hopefully the Pens can kill this one off. 23 goes high to 21. Still high in the zones, 34. Top of the circle. Pens staying at home. Goes all the way through to the right pad save. Dragosic shuts that down. Comes now to 21. Comes wide to 23. They play catch. 21 has it high in the zone. 34 walks into the faceoff dot. Deflects off his stick just wide of the net. There's it. Redirects now. Shot wide. 51 to go. Correction, 55 to go in the second or the first period right now. 23 controls. 23 plays catch with 21. They set the same play up again. 34 tries a backdoor pass. It's off the stick of 9 in the bumper. 23. Back to 21. They're setting the same thing up again. Blake Paris eats this puck up. He can dump it deep here. And he does. Because Blake Paris is going to try and hold this. Pens change 3 of the 4 penalty killers. Penalty killer extraordinaire, Blake Paris holding it up on the wall. 26 now to go in the first period. Long pass. The 34, Ambrose Papuano on his horse to catch up. Deflects off of his stick blade. Ferguson's going to get to this puck and out of the zone. Here, as it's an offsides call. Delayed offsides even though they were touching it. As it goes over the stick now or to the stick of number 8. He retreats into his own zone. 5 to go in the period. As Grant Loya moves it to Ferguson. The Pens are going to have 35 to go on the PK to start the second period, but good start to the PK. 1-1 the score at the end of 1. We'll be back with period 2 action in a moment. Both of those goals within the first period, first minute of period number 1. They have 15 minutes on the clock. I got the roll. Sarah. 12. I'm good. Color if you want. No, you're good. We're good. All right, second period action set to start here. 15 minutes on the clock. Penn shorthanded for the next 34 seconds now as Connor Wilson's going to win this to himself. He dumps it in deep on the netminder, number 29. For 43, picks it up behind the net. Now comes to Ambrose Papawana. Papawana moves it along further off the stick, number 8. Where 8 retrieves, pressured by Mason Fritchie. 12 to go. As Gorsy's going to be coming out of the box here in 9 seconds. Put just wide of the net. As comes high to the point. 8 snaps it in. Sorry, I was doing double duty. I had to let Brooksy out of the box there. As we're back to 5-on-5 action, but Marley's controlling the zone. Off the right pad of Dragosic now. Loy has it behind the net. Now picked up by number 8, Connor Wilson, but it's going to go right back to the box here as there's a tripping call. Hence, once again, going to have their work cut out for them. Grant Loy's going to sit down for the tripping call. 14:02 to go in the second period. 2-minute penalty up once again. It's dumped right out of the zone here off the face-off win from Riker Ferguson. Borman dumps it deep. Hence have some adversity here early in the second period, late stages of the first. They had body checking call, and now a tripping call here in the second period. Fritchie, he's going back for this puck. He's being harassed as he's being held up by 34. Crashed into here on the wall. 34 goes high to 23. Looks like they're going to set the same play up. They go wide to 21. 21 back to 23. He snaps in a shot. Blocker save there by Max Dragosic. Dumped all the way down the ice by Riker Ferguson. As Easton Borman in on the forecheck there. Had a hook under his hands. 34 Lamacchia. He's going to drive the net. Going to leave it center ice. Snapped in on net by number 9. Covered up there and swallowed up by Dragosic. Get a whistle with 1:07 on the penalty to number 43, Grant Loy, the trip call. After this draw will be number 25, Blake Paris. It'll be one back to Welch. Welch is going to dump it behind the net over to Gaworski. Gaworski sends it down the ice. Tick, 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 tick. Some more time's going to come off the penalty. On the forecheck now is Blake Paris. As 43 stops up behind his net to set it up. As it now hits the stick of 79, clogged in the middle are the Pens. It comes all the way deep to Ambrose Papawana. He's going to take it behind the net now. And he reverses back to Welch. Welch falls down, though, as he moves it along further. .43 now goes wide to 8. 8 back to 43. 79, he's going to walk in off the blocker. And Gaworski's going to dump this deep. 14 to go on the penalty to Loya. He's going to be coming out of the box. 5 to go on the penalty to Loya. 79, he's walking in the offensive zone right now. We're even. As Loya's going to join the fray here in the slot. Comes to the stick of Grant Loya. Tries to work it around number 8. And Brady Fritchie. Too many men. Could have been the call here on the Marlies. Brady Fritchie's going to try the Marlies here. He's pulled down. As nothing's going to be called here as Navisa going to be challenged by 17. 17 walks down. He curls around. Looks like a trailer. It's 9, Zhang. It deflected wide of the net. Pens have killed off 2 penalties here. Ferguson's put into the wall by 9. I still has this puck shot off the blocker and over the net. Still dancing around as Nenevisa fishes that puck up. Gets it to Borman. Off the left skate of Colt Davis, no further. Hand pass is going to be called here off the right hand of Clafferty. 11:08, so back to 5-on-5 action. Four will go D-to-D with 23. Boy, a headman pass attempt all the way to over the stick of Mason Fritchie, where number 23, McClafferty, he'll rewind. He's bumped into by Mason Fritchie. Connor Wilson, he's got it in behind the defense. Connor Wilson shut down by the left pad of 29. Hens may have benefited there from a non-call to separate things here for Connor Wilson. Unable to tuck at that over the pad of 29 where Mason Fritchie controls. He goes high to Papuana. Papuana with the clap bomb off the stick of 17. Deflects wide of the net. 10:26 now to go in the second period. Marley's going to ice this all the way down the ice. Offensive zone face-off coming up. Here with 10:20 to go in the second period. Stark steps in for the draw. It's one back to the open space of 98. He's going to try Welsh here wide. Centering pass goes off the stick of Brady Fritchie, controlled by 34. Got down into the equipment right now, into the stomach of Fritchie. Stark moves it along now to Brooks Gaworski. No further here as the Marlies defenders try to clog things up in the neutral zone. Stark's going to try and change things here. The 21 brings it wide. Stepping into this is Brady Fritchie. Puts it back to center. Now thrown deep once again. Could be an icing call. As from the skates of a couple players, 74 finds this puck. Knocked off a his stick play by Noah Welch. Welch takes a hook now. Get up to Stark. Stark to Gaworski. Gaworski tries a finesse move, doesn't get around 8. Now it's dumped deep where the Pens are changing their D. And the forward grouping. 5 fresh guys on the ice. Riker Ferguson had a steam trying to get to this puck. Icing should be the call here. And it is. With 9:20 to go in the second period. 1-1 the score. On to the straws, Riker Ferguson. He's flanked by Borman and Davis. Backside, Nenevisa and Grant Lloyd. Borman's the man battling for this puck right now. As Zhang walks out of there, pocket picked by Riker Ferguson. He tries to reverse it back to Borman. Borman centering pass, sticked away by the netminder over the stick play to Grant Lloyd. Has to retreat back to center red. Lloyd rolls in front of the Marlies bench. Not a lot of space there. Is able to move it to Ferguson. Ferguson drops it for Davis. Knocked off the his stick blade high in the zone. Try to be pushed along further by Nenevisa. Ferguson now dumps it below the goal line. Picked up by 23, McClafferty. He reverses. 43. Back out the other side, but freshly on the ice was Ambrose Papuana. He now dumps it deep. And on the forecheck is Foreman. Knocked beyond the reach of Davis now. Back to Ambrose Papuana. Now knocked over to Noah Welch. Welch is got to move this puck. Doesn't get out of the zone. Comes to the stick blade at number 9. Followed up by Dragosic. And it's under the backside of Papuana for a D-zone draw coming up. Headman pass now. Mason Fritchie back in on the attack. He's got a couple of line mates. Pass is picked off by 17, where 34 is going to try Welch. He's got a head of steam here. Welch turned the wrong way. 34 he has this wide. Fanned on the shot attempt. It's in front of the net. Rebound goes behind the net now. Comes back out in front. As Mason Papuana, Ambrose Papuana tries to settle things down. Now 34 has it on the goal line. Papuana battles with him. 72 tries to move it along further. Comes back to the point man. That's number 8. Number 4. 4-place catch with 34. 34 in the half wall. Has that knocked off his stick by Bingham Green. Wilson's going to throw it behind the net now. As Welch is going to get to this puck. Moves it to Mason Fritchie. Picked off on that pass attempt. As Connor Wilson's going to dump this in deep. Pens are going to go for a change as that goes out of play. Into the bench, Luca Thompson, the netminder for the Pens Elite, who got the win over the Rochester Saints Hockey Club. Throws that back onto the ice. 7:17 to go in the second period. 1-1 the score. Pens have had to kill off 2 penalties this period. Tilted the ice to the boys in white here. Pens looking to get the momentum back as Brady Fritchie tries the headman pass. But it's on the wall right in front of the Marlies bench. 9 comes out of there. He's harassed by Nico Stark now. It's on his backhand. Tries to move along to Gorski. Comes to the end wall where Brady Fritchie is going to coalesce with number 7 Nico Stark. Stark tries to move it along. Couple of bodies hit the ice. Thrown right back behind the Pens net. And netminder number 29, Max Dragosic, picked up by Brady Fritchie. Pass hits the backside of number 9, who dips around Stark no further as he has his pocket picked by Blake Parris. Parris is going to try the defender. The Pens are 2-on-3 right now late in the shift. Blake Parris stops up on the half wall. Gorski's calling for this puck. It's in the skates, though. Blake's trying to hold it up as Gorski comes in with the pickle stabler. Has 43 bodies into him. Whistle's going to be blown here as it was under the right skate of number 25, Blake Parris. Thanks for tuning in here to Pens Elite TV. No matter where you're tuning in from, again, Pittsburgh, Georgia, Verona, Pennsylvania, wherever you may be watching from afar. Thanks for supporting the boys here. As Easton Borman's going to be pinned to the wall, but Riker Ferguson has it on the end wall. He goes high to Grant Loya. Loya plays catch, goes under the blade, though, of Ferguson. Too hot to handle as it comes all the way through. Hustling to this puck is Easton Borman, number 74. Has it high in the zone. He chips it around one man. He now delays. Has his pocket picked by 23. Ferguson back to Borman. Borman's going to walk off. He's looking for a pathway to pass it to. Goes high to Ambrose Papuano off the wall. Papuano is going to try and make a man miss. He's harassed. Comes all the way through to Colt Davis. Takes it below the goal line. Centering pass comes through to Easton Borman. Borman snaps it in on net off the post as it deflected off of a body in here. 5:33. As the Pens register their first shot here in a while. As the Marlies control behind the Penguin net. It's in Ferguson's feet. He digs it out. Ferguson up to Colt Davis. Davis is going to headman this pass between the legs of Easton Borman. Icing's waved off. As McClafferty tries to move it along further. Picked up by Bingham Green. Tried to go back to Wilson. Now finds Wilson. Wilson goes back to the point man. The Pens are changing their D, though. Picked up by Brady Fritchie. He's able to recover this puck. Centering pass comes out to the stick of Bingham Green. Still loose in the crease. Still loose. Mason Fritchie tries to crowd this puck. Welch is going to send this to the wall now. As 98 comes in here as Max Dragosic shuts things down. Headman pass for Mason Fritchie. Tries to go back to Bingham Green. As 34 tries to poke things through. It's knocked off of his stick blade by Brady Fritchie. Anna Wilson winds things up. He takes it in deep. Centering pass had Mason Fritchie going to the net. Goes through everybody. It's going to be a penalty coming up. As number 8 is going to go to the box. Brooksy Gaworski says thank you very much. As the Pens are going to have their first power play of the day. The turkey is on the table with 4:03 left in the second period. Offensive zone draw here, won by Stark, pushes it forward to Gaworski. Following on is Blake Paris. Holding it in is Loya. Goes to the half wall to Gaworski. Gaworski plays catch with Loya. Loya delays, knocked off his stick blade, dumped deep by 74, and the Marlies are able to get a clear here. 1:45 down to go on the power play. Reading behind the net is Loya, has his pocket picked by number 9. Zhang walks out in front. Dangerous situation there. Shut down once again by the netminder 29, Max Dragosic. As Loya back on the attack. He dumps it over the stick blade of Brooksy Gaworski. As Stark now comes into play. Following on is number 25, Blake Paris. Tried to cycle it back to Stark. Miscommunication there. Comes all the way through to Papuana. He's going to walk center. Papuana shoots it off to the backside of Stark here as Gaworski retrieves this puck. Papuana walks the blue line, moves it over to Loya. Snapshot, right pad save there at the last second by 29. Almost snuck through. 1:02 to go on the power play. Gaworski's going to take this out of the zone. As back in on the attack, it's going to be Easton Borman. Ahead of the play, though, was Nico Stark. Offsides is the call. Neutral zone faceoff coming up. .258 to go in the second period frame. Ferguson's going to step in for the draw against 79. Also on the power play here, Easton Borman. And Colt Davis, backside Nenevisa, Brady Fritchie. Nenevisa back to Fritchie. Fritchie up to Davis. Tries to push it in the offensive zone. Comes all the way back to the point man now. That's number 9, Brady Fritchie. He delays on the blue line. Curls back to Colt Davis. Shot over the bar, though. As pinching in is Nenevisa, knocked off of his stick blade. Hits the backside now of Easton Borman. Thrown back into the zone here. It goes off the helmet of Nenevisa, where it's picked up behind Dragosic by Brady Fritchie. Headman pass up ahead of the play was Borman. Goes through everybody. High stick on the puck, though, by 43. Should be going to be a neutral zone faceoff. 43 was just inside the zone, but 17 to go in the power play. Wilson steps in for the draw. One back to Nenevisa. Nenevisa to Fritchie. Brady up to Connor Wilson. Wilson goes right back to Brady Fritchie. Snapped in on net. Glove down. Sneaky snapshot there from number 9, Brady Fritchie. 7 seconds now to go. See if the Pens can set up a face-off play here off the draw. Green on the flank of Wilson. Left side will be Mason Fritchie. Backside, Brady and Nenevisa. It's now 1 to Nenevisa. Nenevisa delays. He goes to the half wall to Wilson. Wilson goes all the way through to Brady Fritchie. Snapped in, blocker save. Still loose in front of the crease. Rebound attempt put over the pad now. Back to 5-on-5 action. Clamping down is Bingham Green. He wins this puck. He battles 43. 1:51 to go in the second period. 22 tries to move it along further. Taken off the wall by Wilson. He's got a little bit of real estate. Protects on his backhand. He's pulled down. Still down low. As 23. He's able to bring it up to his winger, 22. Pens are changing behind the play. 98. Got a man driving the net. Saucer pass to him. And it's put in. As he got lost there behind the Pens defense. Turned into a 2-on-1. Tucked around the pad of Dragosic with 1:27 to go in the second period. A 2-1 score in favor of the Toronto Marlies. Now stepping in on his faceoff is Nico Stark. He jumps this pass right now. Nico Stark's going to lead the rush. He's got Blake Paris. Blake Paris snaps in a shot. Ticked away by the netminder, number 29, Saxton. Now pops out in front, where Saxton tries to cover it up. Nico Stark looking for a rebound opportunity as he's boxed out by the Toronto Marlies. They're getting a stern talking to from the official right now. As Stark was looking to cash in on a rebound opportunity. He's back in at his center position. Late change here allowed for the Marlies. Stark tries to win this puck, bumps into 21. Digging for this puck is Stark. It's under the equipment of 21. Who's content to sit on the biscuit. 1:01 now to go. Stark on for the draw. 23 is going to try and rim this around the boards. In a couple of pieces of equipment, Welch tries to work it along, gets it to Gaworski. It's thrown right back on the half wall to Zhang, number 9. He's going to try Welch now. Welch is going to try to skate him to the wall, knocked off of his stick. Taken behind to 17, contested by Papuano and Stark. Stark falls down, is able to get it to Gaworski. Gaworski, headman pass up to Blake Paris, knocked off of his stick. 23, McClafferty's going to shoot it in off the right pad. Dragasic, Stark up to Gaworski now. 21 retreats into their own zone. Throws it off the wall. Pens have to tag up here. Canadian rules, 19 to go in the second period. 21 throws it wide to 34. Pocket pick by Gaworski. Pens trying to get something here late in the period. 12 now to go. Gaworski brings it in on net. Has it behind the net. He's harassed by number 9, Zhang. Zhang's going to take it out with 6 to go as Welch comes over to separate out 74 from the puck. And that's going to do it here at the end of 2 to score the Toronto Marlies 2 and your Pittsburgh Penguins lead 1. We'll be back with 15 minutes of third period action coming up next. Period 3 set to begin here. Game number 3 between the Pens Elite and the Toronto Marlies. Ferguson on for the draw, flanked by Borman and Davis. Backside, Loy and Nenavaisa. Easton Borman hustles over to the wall for this puck. The 79 is going to try to bring this wide on Loy. Stops up. He's harassed now by Loy and Davis. Comes back to the point man. Good shot block there from Riker Ferguson. Rebound found by 34. Lavakia shot wide of the net. Comes back to the point man, 43. Too hot for Russell to handle. Pens going to push up here on the forecheck as it's picked off by Easton Borman. 3-on-2 develops for the Pens, walking into the offensive zone. Centering pass off the stick blade of Davis. Following on was Ferguson finding this puck as Davis shoots wide of the net. Centering pass off the backside of the netminder from Borman. Now comes high in the zone to 79. Centering pass to a streaky number 6. He's going to try Nenavaisa right now. He's going to shoot it off the right pad. Rebound. Shot just wide. Loy got a stick in there at the last second. Another centering pass comes all the way through to 34. Misses the net. 14 minutes to go. Right now in the third period. Another centering pass is going to be shut down by Loy. Goes off the wall. Held in by the point man 23. Loy looking for a pathway to move this puck. Goes to himself behind the net. Goes high off the glass now to Davis. Davis is going to dump this up to Borman now. Review that this is a offsides call. Borman showing some frustration there as looking to get in on the attack here to try and get the evener. As Wilson steps in for the draw. On with Green and Mason Fritchie. Backside Fritchie and Welch. Marlies retreat behind their own net is 23. Tries to go through the middle to Zhang. Brady Fritchie gets possession of this puck, moves it up the head to his brother, Mason Fritchie. He runs into a guy. It's loose in the slot. Under a couple of bodies, digging this out is Bingham Green. Wilson on the forecheck. Moves it back to Brady Fritchie. Now it's Bingham Green colliding. Marley's going to come out. 3-on-2 may develop here. as it's knocked off the skates here. Marlies are making a change behind the play. 3-on-2 for the Pens. It's Bingham Green charges in for this puck. Comes back to center where it's picked up by Grant Loya. Marlies are trying to change one of their defenders, and they do. Papuana swings it wide to Connor Wilson. Mason Fritchie stays on with him, goes off his stick blade, where it's turned over high in the zone here as number 9 is going to dance around Gaworski. He's coming to just split. Papuana snapped in on net. Glove down by Max Dragicic to keep it a 2-1 game with 12:46 to go in the third period. Offensive zone faceoff for the Marlies to the right side of netminder number 29, Max Dragicic. It'll be Nico Stark. He's flanked by Gaworski and Blake Harris. 1 forward to 74, knocked off his stick blade by Papuana. Loya gets us a bad break here as it hits off the skate of the official. Stark has the fly light of number 17 in his skates. Penalty coming up, as the Pens will have their second power play opportunity of the game, as it's thrown and touched up by 34. Pens are going to go to the power play. Third period action, 12:24 to go. Thanks for joining us again on City TV. As Wilson will be on with Green and Fritchie, backside Loya and Fritchie. One to Mason Fritchie, comes point. Brady delays. He's now knocked off the puck, took a stick to his midsection. Loya now has to retreat. 1:50 to go in the Pens power play. Loya's being harassed by 74. 74 is going to walk off the wall. He's got a man trailing the play, but Wilson separates him from the puck now. 4-on-3 develops as Wilson stops up, leaves it for Bingham Green. Green has a man wide. It's Grant Loya. Loya snaps it in on net. No rebound, though, as Mason Fritchie was looking for one. .126 to go on the Pens power play. Wilson goes back to Ambrose Papuano at the line. He goes D to D to Brady Fritchie. Snapped in on net. Goes all the way through. Rebound pops out in front. Nobody there to tug it home. Papuano's going to bring it out of the zone. He's harassed by 9 as it's knocked off of his stick play. Connor Wilson moves it up ahead to Mason Fritchie. Fritchie centering pass to Connor Wilson. Wilson looks to put that on his backhand. Now controls. Walks off at the dot. From behind the net. Wilson retrieves this puck. 59 seconds to go on the Pens PP. From behind the net to Mason Fritchie. Fritchie back to Wilson. Wilson to the point man, Papuano. Papuano's going to walk middle, place catch. Wilson now walks off the wall. Makes the man miss. Connor Wilson shoots high off the shoulder of the netminder 29 and dumped deep, where Ambrose Papuana has to go back to collect this puck. 36 to go in the Pens power play. Papuana to Fritchie. Fritchie headman pass up to Colt Davis, trying to work to get to this puck, and it's going to be dumped in under the feet of Grant Loya, who's back on the ice. Papuana picks it up off the wall. 20 now to go. One last rush here on the power play for the Pens. Headman pass to Colt Davis. He's going to go middle. Knocked off of his stick blade. Following on is Easton Borman. Borman has it on his backhand. It's shot into the slot area. Still loose as it goes behind the net. 9 to go in the power play. Shot off the midsection of Riker Ferguson. He dumps it back in deep, trying to cycle it down below. 3 seconds to go. Borman's going to walk off the wall. He's going to man go in the middle. It's Riker Ferguson. Man out of the box now. 5-on-5 action here as the Pens are unable to cash in on the power play. Thrown from Loya up to Borman, where Nanavisa hustles over to this puck. Retreating back into their own zone are the Marlies, as Grant Loya, he winds things back around. Loya off the backside of Ferguson. Borman finds his puck. He chips it around the defender. Peeled off on the wall. Pops out in front. Comes now high to Noah Welch. Welch has it. Welch is going to try and center this to Davis. Comes back to the point man number 4. As the man ahead of play is Nico Starks. He's got Blake Parrish. 2-on-1 develops here. They hurry. Pence lose that puck here as Davis, correction, as Parrish is trying to move it along further. And it's thrown all the way through in front of the netminder here for the Marlies. 9:09 to go in the third period. Brady Fritchie moves it low now to Brooks Gaworski. Following on is Paris. Out chip behind the net. Where a headman passed through the middle to 74. 74 snaps it in. And in the back of the net. Over the glove hand of Max Dragosic. And it's a 3-1 game here for the Marlies. .846 to go. 3-1 the score in favor of the Marlies. .22 now controls behind the cage. Snapped up to 23. Booker now controls. Has it on the half wall. Connor Wilson tries to move it along further. He has his pocket picked by 22. 22 centering pass goes all through everybody. Here to Zhang, number 9. Offensive zone face-off for the Marlies to the left of netminder 29, Max Dragosic. Lakia wins this to the wall. It's in the feet of Papuano. Throwing up to Mason Fritchie. Fritchie to Green. Green goes right back to Mason Fritchie. He controls wide. He stops up, loses an edge, and falls down. As 79 tries to swing it behind Papuano, he gets behind his step, and it's in the back of the net off the skate of Grant Loyal. It's a 4-1 game now. .79 right back into the offensive zone. It's going to dip around Fritchie. Now in the feet, comes all the way through. Fritchie finds his puck. Good play there by number 9, Brady Fritchie. Headman pass for Nico Stark now. Stark battles his man on the half wall. Marlies walk out of the fray with this as it's top of the zone right now. 79 controls with Ferguson. Ferguson knocked off of his feet. Tries to move it along. 79 will try and then ice it. Bounces to the middle, goes off the stick blade of CJ, where it's controlled by number 7, Nico Stark. Stark up ahead to 23. 8 will dump it in. With Brady Fritchie. Puts it up off the wall. And they're going to change up their personnel with 6:43 to go. 4-1 the score in favor of the Marlies. Zhang, he gets around Papuano. And a hooking call is going to be called here. As centering pass goes off the stick blade of Welch. Marlies going to the power play here with 6:31 to go in the third period. Mormon on for the D-zone draw here on the PK. Will be won back by the Marlies. They go D-to-D to 23. Back high to 21, 21 to 23. 23 goes high to 21. This is the same setup play. 34 is going to look for the bumper now, back door. Goes all the way through. Comes now to the stick blade of Max Dragosic and covers things up. .134 to go on the PK. Buxton will be one back by the Marlies off the draw to 21. They're going to come down to 34. They go to 21 and play catch. Getting snapped in high, deflects off the helmet on a high stick. Should be out of the zone. And it is. .552 to go in the third, 121 to go in the PK. Wilson steps in for the draw. 1 to 21. 23, centering pass to 9, Zhang. 98, he takes it wide. Now it's on the stick blade of 9, Zhang. Swallowed up by Dragosic, shut down. So Wilson will be thrown out of the draw here as officials getting in the game. 21 snaps this shot in on Dragosic. Now the Pens are going to make a change. This time will be to the right of goaltender Dragosic. Brady Fritchard puts it off the wall to Borman. Borman's going to be able to take the air out of the sails here temporarily on the PK as 51 now to go on the Marlies power play. 43 winds it behind Borman up to 79. 79's got some speed. Try to work it around Blake Paris. He's grasped by Paris. Also pass over to number 8. 8 goes back to the point man. It's 43. 43 to 8. 8 to 43. Back to 79. Thrown in on net, but Nenevisa ties his man up behind the net, dumped down the ice. 19 now to go in the PK. 4:46 to go in the third period. Closing moments of game number 3 between the Toronto Marlies and your Pittsburgh Penguins lead. 4-1 the score. 4 unanswered goals right now for the Toronto Marlies. As we are now back to 5-on-5 action. As the whistle was blown dead here. 74 tried to put it in. .423 to go in the third. Wilson wins it back to Loya. Loya tries to work it up to Green. No further. Here is 22 controls here on the wall. It battles with Loya. Loya thrown off the wall. As it comes all the way through for 34. Going to be harassed by Welch. Goes off of his stick blade. Connor Wilson goes off the wall to 19, Bingham Green. Green pins his man to the wall. Wilson follows on. 34 tries to dance around. 22 now has the 34. It's going to be sticked off by Welch to the corner. Bingham Green. Be put wide to Connor Wilson. Wilson gets around the man, has it on his backhand, shot wide of the net. Thrown back to the middle here. 98 will try. Ambrose Papuano, 2:59 to go in the third period. Shot off the bar. Here comes an outlet pass for the Pens. Wilson throws it wide to Mason Fritchie. He dumps it deep. He's going to go for a change. Wilson has Nico Stark high in the zone. Comes all the way through to Davis. He can't control. As Riker Ferguson right back in on the attack with 2:26 to go in the third period. Knocked off of his stick play. As number 98 dances around Loy, comes wide, shot. Blocker save, bounces high. Here to the near corner. Dragosic has been strong so far today as Ferguson gets it to Davis. Davis to Stark. They crisscross. Stark now enters down the right-hand wall. Stark at the face-off circle. Got in on net. Followed on by Ferguson. Ferguson gets a rebound attempt. Comes all the way back to the point man. That's Grant Loy. Loy's going to delay. Shot off the left elbow pad at 21. 1:55 to go in the third. 4-1 the score in favor of the Marlies. Caught behind Nenavisa. He has to hustle to get to this puck. Reverses it up to Stark. 19, centering pass comes through to Loya. Loya flashes it up to Cole Davis. Davis comes middle now. He delays. He's coming in 1-on-4. He's going to dump it deep. Battling behind the end wall is Easton Borman. Thrown back to the middle to Brady Fritchie. Welsh goes right back to Brady Fritchie. Got him flat-footed though. As Borman gets his hands around, it's going to be a penalty call coming up. Okay, coming up here late in the game, 1:09 to go. Someone's going to get rung up for the holding call. .34 steps in against Kowarski. That's 8. There's the 34 off the half wall. Going to be put middle into that bumper, and it's put in by 6. They went low to the middle. 5-1 game. Favor of the Toronto Marlies. Good puck movement. Marlies power play, 56 points, 5-1. Wilson will step in for this draw. Lafferty. That's his pocket pick by Mason Ritchie. Shot in, covered up by number 29, the netminder. Offensive face-off coming up here late in the game. 9:7 to go. Wilson has his line on. Wilson flanked by Green or Mason for behind the end wall. Up to 21 now. 21 throws it beyond everybody. Comes all the way through to Papuano. Where Zhang battles with Fritchie. Zhang wins that battle. Blocks middle now. Gets around Bingham Green. Where Ambrose Papuano walks over to this puck. 27 to go. Then Avisa. He's harassed by 17. Controlled now by the Marlies. They dump it in behind Dragosic with 10 to go in the third period. Papuano ties up his man number 22. Gonna be just buried deep here as it's under the right knee. And that'll be it. 5-1's the final here. Game number 4 coming up next. Later on this afternoon. Pittsburgh taking on the Toronto Junior. Final score. Game number 3. The Toronto Marlies 5. The Pittsburgh Penguins Elite 1.